Secret to power, prosperity, and health. Namaste. So, to experience electric aspect of you, which is the energy aspect of you, which we call Kali, one needs to get acquainted to the language of Shakti, which is vibrations and frequencies. These vibrations define what being alive is. These currents of energy are felt. They can't be thought about, they are felt, they are heard, they are seen. Hence, to understand life and to get connected with your power, one needs to learn the language of being alive. Our world is world of words and images. Our sense of self and experiences, as well as relations, are structured into words and images. We feel trapped psychologically, emotionally, energetically because at the very core you are a sound vibration, and sound is the mother or the Shakti aspect of life. In India, what we call mother on the elemental level, mother is called the Nadrupini, one which is sound. This sound is the energy source. It forms forms. It is free and formless, yet gives forms to everything, gives energy to everything. It is the food of our soul. In true sense, at the very core level, attachment, bondage, or slavery is essentially sound trapped into words. On the elemental level, if we have to explain materially or spiritually, materiality is living a life of forms and words. It is about getting things with names to fill yourself. It is about getting validations from words of other. Your existence is dependent and defined by words. Here it would be right context to understand that when we say in spiritual philosophies about not knowing yourself, essentially it is about forgetting that you are a sound. You are not the words, the forms. You are like water, not the form you have in a container you are in. That can be body, mind, word, emotion. They all are containers. And to believe the form of container, form of emotion, form of thought as you is what bondage is. State of darkness is to define yourself through definitions. Being lost is not finding definitions for yourself. We need others to define and validate our conceptual self by giving it more words to energize it, to validate it. Spirituality is living a life free of forms, of words, of definitions, and recognizing that you are a sound, electricity, energy. This recognition is true freedom. You realize that as energy, you are the master of your body, your emotions, your thoughts. Without sound, there can be no words. Words are servants of sound. But funny thing is, we being the master, sound, has become slave to the words. Ganesha means Om, is called Ganapati. All thoughts, all emotions, all units of the cosmos are the Ganas. And Om, the sound is the master of all the forms, like water is master of all waves. Here it is important to understand that sound is what we call mother, the Shakti, and this sound has a presence. That means an awareness. That aspect we call Shiva. Sound is the Shakti aspect, and awareness in it is the Shiva aspect. Awareness and sound appear together. This sound, when condenses, it becomes light, and condensed light becomes matter. Everything which happens in your life, from birth till death, follows the sequence from sound to light to manifestation and dissolution, from matter to fire to light to sound to silence. This silence is the Shiva aspect. Sound and awareness are the original parents. That is your original family. Rest is parents, friends. They are just illusion, names given to various forms of sound. Sound, awareness, and silence is our original family. Sound implies action. Fire forms. Awareness implies wisdom, light, and silence. And this silence is divine, the transcendental Om, which contains sound and awareness as seed within. In India, we call it Sachidanand, truth, consciousness, and bliss. So, first step towards integration, health, joy, and prosperity is how to become sound, how to become that energy which is trapped into words, that pure energy and vibration. Your body is dense vibration of sound. Your emotions, your thoughts are sound frequencies. The sages in Upanishads, ancient scriptures of India, they called sun and sunlight as sound of Om. Even science agrees that sun and the black hole are vibrations, the sound of Om. In fact, sound is Om, sound is light, sound is matter. Now, on practical level, how it can become your understanding about your body, mind, and emotions, work, relations, and everyday lifestyle. You need to understand first the second aspect of cosmic sound, which is music. It is just not merely a sound. This whole cosmos is more like a song, a music. Whole cosmos is a harmony and orchestra of sounds. That is why music has ruled the cultures and heart of humans. It inspires us, moves our emotions energetically, physically. But why? Because it connects you back to your original nature, the sound and the music at the core of your being and body. You are free again when you listen to the music. You become the sound again. It reminds you of your freedom. From the metaphor of the music, you will understand deeply about your emotions, life, body, and mind. Divinity is music, and noise is evil. You can sum up good and evil in two ways musically. That which is noise, that which disturbs, hurts, is evil, so called bad, unpleasant. That which is harmony, that which creates music and uplifts you, that is divine. We use word for health as person has a sound health. When your body is emitting one sound and all your body functions are playing beautiful music, this is the state of health and joy. Your body is like sun, emitting sound and light of joy. That's why we sing in joy. That's why we smile, which is shining when we are healthy. Our actions become creative like sun. They don't ask others for energy and validation of words. Instead, you generate and share energy and light. This state of becoming one sound and musical is the state of spiritual health as well as physical health. Enlightenment or knowing divine is when your body, mind, and energy are vibrating as one music, one sound. You start to feel earth, stars, people, all are the vibrations of that one sound. That is why in India, sages said that I am Brahma, I am the divine itself, which means I am the cosmic sound, out of which arises this body, this earth, this cosmos. It's not a person made of words saying, I am everything. It's not an ego, but cosmic sound and wisdom, original Shiva and Shakti, announcing and declaring itself through your body and mind. This can happen only when the noise, the chaos of your words, concepts dissolves. All philosophies, be it spiritual or social, and they all become one sound. Your ego returns to its core and vibrations and vibrates energy instead of words. In India, the approach with dealing with health, be it mental or emotional or physical, is different from Western approach of medicine or psychology. Western medicine treats symptoms of illness, mental or emotional disorder. But in ancient India, through practices of sound and mantra, you change the frequency and the vibration of your total sound instead of trying to change your lifestyle, thoughts, or controlling emotions or your circumstances. Because undercore understanding is that everything which is happening around you is like a screen, but your sounds, which are the projecting the events in your life, the mental states in your life. So by bringing focus and attention back to sound, from chaos and confusions of words to becoming a music, becoming one sound energy. Suffering is nothing but your music which has become hurting noise. Illness is nothing but the music of your body is disturbed by a wrong lifestyle or mental attitudes. Once your body, mind, and energy starts to harmonize as one sound, then power, health, prosperity, love, joy naturally starts to happen. They are not the social qualities or personal qualities, but they are creative nature, expanding nature of sound, energy, and cosmos. These are the qualities of that expanding energy. These are not personal things. Effort of spiritual practices is not how to solve your issues as defined by ego through words, but instead how to dissolve the problems and words back to its original form, which is sound and energy. When you start to feel your energy, your sound Then you start to feel your inner design, which we call swadharma, your direction in life, the design imprinted into you by life, that what you should do, which direction to take in life. Because when you are in touch with the music of you, anything, anybody which creates a disharmony in you is not for you. Anything which creates passion and harmony in you, that is the attraction factor. Your music is drawn towards the certain work or people or action. That is the call of your swadharma. But for that, you have to be sensitive and feeling enough to feel your inner feel. Because many people wonder what they should do in life. They keep on calculating and reading books and directions and asking what is the way to understand. They do researches, but nobody is ever told that follow your attraction, follow your passion. But we are very afraid to follow our passion because mind doubts it. Because how something you enjoy can give you, because in life we're trained to think that everything should come with drag, with sacrifice, with suffering, with hard work. It cannot happen that anything you enjoy, anything you love to do can give you prosperity also. But the door to the cosmic wisdom is your passion, your attraction, your music, sense of juice. Because this cosmos is an event of energy, joy, vibration, and juice. Nothing is a drag here. Life wants us to expand and participate and celebrate this creation. But we are used to do jobs, exercises to get perfect, whereas the perfection is the present moment, and life is all with you and it wants to express through you. And that expression is detected, understood through your inner music, inner attraction and passion towards something. This is what your inner sense of direction and wisdom is. This is what intuition is. And this as well works as your protection from unwanted sounds in life. Not that others are not musical, but their music does not play well with yours. Your awareness of your music makes you sensitive to other musics, which is moods and situations. It works as a protection because people are exposed to various energies, they get hurt. But if they were sensitive to their inner sense of music and attraction, they would avoid certain situations through intuition because they sense certain non-musical disharmony in interacting with a person or doing certain work. But we never trust that. We see the benefit and a sense of duty. It is important to understand here that sound experience is based in humility, which is listening, which also means learning. This is the magic key in life. In relations, the ability to listen to your musical sense and others' vibration and acting accordingly is the key of understanding and love. Whereas normally people and their egos, which are not listening but on speaking mode than listening, that's what it means: disharmony, noise, not harmonizing with the other or not listening to your music but following the noise of your desires and judgments created by your ego. Now, to bring this power and wisdom of sound into your life, one of the most ancient and primal practice of sound, which is used by monks and seekers to get rooted into the primal sound and energy of cosmos, the original mother and father. This is a powerful tool. It's like a chisel, and that is humming. Humming is a contained sound of om, a, um. You usually chant om, It's divided in a linear way into three sounds. But when you hum, they become one sound. All three sounds are present. Humming is the sound which do with lips closed. Humming acts very deeply on your cellular system, your inner nervous system, and your inner sense of harmony. If you do humming with focus and with full power, it starts to dissolve the noise and chaotic patterns in your body, in your emotions, in your mind, into one sound and energy. When you do loud humming, it drowns the noise and clutter of your mind into one sound and power. There has been lots of research by medical researchers about this humming and its benefits. You can check it on internet. But here I will explain from purely spiritual level or elemental level the understanding of masters. The secret to any power, be it spiritual, personal, social, the secret to it is the singularity of energy. But we are living a life where our energy is split into many, many leakages. That is a state of turmoil, confusion, and lack of efficiency or success also. Because your energy is scattered, so it doesn't manifest and bring results. You see, it is not only efforts which brings results in life, it is the singularity, means totality, your focus and presence into an action, which is the main factor behind it. Then your energy works as a laser or chisel which cuts through the blockages and noise of distraction and confusion. So, this singularity has to be understood very deeply. And humming can lead you towards that singularity of energy, which is also called the integration of your energy. Humming, if done with focus and power, it starts to give you a singularity of energy. That means when your body becomes one sound, you start to feel and become strong. Your mind and emotions start to become singular, integrated. Your personality goes through a transformation. It makes you integrated and focused from confused, doubtful state within. Your actions and work start to have energy and charisma. You become more energy and feel oriented rather than thoughts and judgment oriented personality. You think and decide according to the direction of your passion, your music, your inner feel. This singularity of energy makes you creative because energy sound, energy in you is no more wasted into noise of confusions, concepts, talking, scrolling, and narratives. Your sound starts to manifest your intentions more clearly. Your sound, when it is present, it starts to create prosperity around you. It's like a wave or the light of sun starts to expand instead of leaking. If you can hum every day for 10 to 15 minutes, within few weeks you will notice changes in your actions, relations, and energy levels. Humming establishes your connection with your electric body, and it also establishes a connection with life around. Through humming, you slowly start to feel this whole cosmos is your home because you have the same energy like everything else. It's one thing to think conceptually, everybody is one, coming out of same God, etc., etc. But it's quite different to feel it as a sound phenomenon. It is one of the most juicy and intoxicating experience, feeling that electric wisdom cosmos flowing through you. Then you have no more, then you are no more guided by noise of mind, but guided by design and sound of life. And the other important aspect of humming is, other than creating a singularity in you, it teaches you dedication and devotion. People talk from conceptual point about devotion or dedication, but on the practical level, they do not have a feel for devotion or dedication. But while humming, when you are not only putting your focus and power on the sound, which is act of humming totally, in that process, this totality means that you become the sound, not the doer of sound. This is where you start to have the glimpses of totality, glimpses of devotion. And that devotion is possible through dedication. Means when you are making a sound for 5-10 minutes, forget everything. First time, have a breakthrough in your life. Become the sound. You see, we are so afraid and live into the trap of our own words and self judgments and inferiorities that we never fully move into any action. There is always a fear or a doubt or an anxiety about doing anything. So, to break that circuit, to break that toxic pattern into your life, with this practice, learn for 5 to 10 minutes, first time become absolutely total into making sound. Dedicate your mind. As an ego, say to yourself that I am dedicated to this sound. I will just put everything to create this sound with my whole body, breath, mind, and focus. And this decision of totality starts to give you a glimpse what it means to be total. Because otherwise we hear from people become total, become focused, but we have not tasted it. And sound can help you deeply because sound naturally focuses you. This dedication, this devotion to action has created artists, scientists, warriors. These are the people who created the culture. This focus is not forced, by the way, because many people find concentration boring because they think it is kind of a drag. But with sound, when you hum with focus and power, after some time it becomes a joyful and juicy experience. You are not trying to focus anymore, but the juice and vibration of sound won't let you get distracted. Your mind gets involved and engrossed with the sound and joy of singular stable sound. Because essentially, this is what we long for all our life, a consistency of vibration. This feel of vibration, of energy, that's why William Blake has said, energy is delight. This joy of sound is not like happiness or pleasure, but the experience of joy and use of your own energy, of your own sound. And this is the beginning of true independence and detachment from others and things of desire. Because in all desires, in all relations, we seek joy. We don't seek the other. We seek the joy of our own energy through the other. But when you start to feel that joy within, you are no more a beggar in relations or in life. Instead, you share your joy like a king, not ask energy like beggar. Totality and devotion gives you an understanding about how to apply yourself, not just trying, but how to go with full power and become one with the action. And this applying yourself is something which can create breakthroughs into your life. If you look back at your life and see that why certain things didn't work, instead of blaming the circumstances and others, notice that did you put yourself totally into something, or were you always sitting by the side judging yourself, what you're doing and all that? Because results are not from right action, results happen from total action. You can do a right action also, but with very low power, hesitation, and that will not bring results, because life understands the language of energy and vibration, and it responds to that, not the right perfect actions. It is learning about becoming one with action. It is a quality of divine, because if you look at life, this sound has become you. This sound, this Shiva, has become this cosmos. It has become every leaf, every plant. At the core, it all is sound. This is the union. Once you become total within action, this is union or yoga. Your union with energy. And out of that union of your mind and energy into one action, this gives birth to creativity, to prosperity, to power, to focus, to magic in your life, to joy in your life. For example, in devotion, you chant sound, the true name of divine, which essentially is sound. When we say true name, that means present sound. It can have any name, but essentially the true name is the present sound, which is arising out of Om, the cosmos. And if you chant the sound with love and engagement, and you become the sound, you become the divine. You become one with the object of your dedication. This totality is the real goal. This totality is divinity, because this totality is what is forming this cosmos. This sound, this totality of your sound and awareness becoming one, you experience yourself as Shiva and Shakti manifesting as you, as your body and mind. Then there is only this sound. Then presence, this presence, which is your reality. Only this sound, this presence is the only truth. Rest is just noise of words in the head, but it's not a philosophy. It's a juice. Then no illusions can attract you because they're empty words and promises, whereas you're feeling the alive juice of sound, of energy now. So enter your kingdom of sound, connect with your original family. Om Namah